I am pregnant. The father of my son, he disappeared when I am pregnant. So I am start working in the strip club. Mamás no les dan la oportunidad que se merecen.
All right, boom. So she had her first daughter, well, first child at 16. 20 years later on, she's now got 3 kids. It's interesting because she goes on to say that, you know, being a 16 and being a mother in general is very hard for you to get a job. So that's why she decided to get a job as a, in the strip club. Okay, cool. You're 16 years of age. You just got pregnant or you just had a baby. The person that the person that you had a baby with is no longer there. So therefore, you now need some form of financial support. And assuming that the family isn't really about to help her, or maybe the family just can't help her, she decides to work a job in a strip club. Okay, cool, I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do to put food on the table. You gotta do to make sure that your child is being fed. Get it. But 20 years later, and you're still working in a strip club, and you have the audacity to sit there on camera, sobbing, crying. That doesn't make sense to me. And the reason why that doesn't make sense to me is because, you see, you would simply imagine that after maybe 3 or 4 years of working in the strip club, so to be fair, 4 years, I mean, that'll bring her to the age of 20, isn't it, right? Now, I know this. There are many women in this world, even men to be fair, okay, who work in strip clubs to earn money and then to save the money, so therefore it can get them through school if they live in a country where money is key to be able to get through school, okay? And to then go off and study whatever you have to study and then go off and venture out to whatever. Now, she lives in Mexico. I don't know what the school system's like in Mexico. I don't know if you have to pay to go into college or anything like that. I don't know how hard it is to actually get into school and also what coming up. Listen, I know very minimal about Mexico. Very minimal. And also at the same time, I guess I know very minimal based on how hard it can be for a woman to get a job in Mexico, especially if you are a mother, she says. But one thing that I do know is that in this life that we live, if we really want something, we do have the ability to make it happen. The only thing that we need is patience and ideas. Okay? Patience being the key, ideas being the second. So my thing is that I just don't understand why she's making it into a big story. But to be honest with you, I don't really give a damn about the fact that she's been a stripper for 20 years. And in those 20 years, she's managed to have 3 kids. And we don't even know if those 3 kids all share. Well, actually, no, we know the first one does not share the same father as the last 2. We don't even know about the situation with the father then, because she's made it clear that she's had boyfriends and things just have not worked out. So I do wonder, though, what is the father situation with those other kids? But the matter of fact, because she came on camera, making it into a big story, crying and all them kind of things, and making it sound like as if she's never had a choice but to be a stripper. That's where I'm like, now I've got to question your intentions. Now I've got to question what you're trying to paint here. If she had come in and said, listen, I decided to be a stripper when I was 16 because, I had a child and I didn't know, and I couldn't find any line of work. 20 years later on, I am still a stripper because I've generally grown to love the business and it's just something that I enjoy doing. Cool, respect it. No questions asked. Do what you gotta do. But to kind of put it in a position as if what? Anyway.
Y por eso muchas hacemos lo que necesitamos hacer.
So obviously, as you see, she obviously finishes off there by simply saying, I had to do what I needed to do. Yeah, you had to do what you need to do back then. So what's the story now? Because the story now doesn't feel like it's something that you have to do. It's something that you obviously want to do, which again, it's fine. Be honest about it, okay? Don't make it seem as if it's something that it's not. It's just that plain and simple. But listen, right now we've got Annie, who's a part of the throuple. And at this moment in time, this whole throuple couple is definitely not making enough sense for us to understand why they are on 90 Day Fiancé when they can easily be on Seeking Sister Wife, even though Amity came out to say, yeah, that show isn't for them and blah-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da, and they're not looking for a sister wife, which is a wild statement to make because you see, on that show, there is the famous Garrick. Garrick and, what's his woman's name? Why have I forgot her name? If you know, you know. But we know that they have a history of going to Brazil to find a woman time and time again. And also, we also know that they got a divorce. So therefore, Garrett could then marry Roberta at the time to bring her to the United States, despite the fact that they both have kids. We're in a position now with this thruple nonsense, right? Where Matt and Harmony have got kids, but they're going to get divorced. So therefore, he can marry Annie. And then Annie can then come to America. And I would assume with her kids as well. Otherwise, that would be very messed up. Can somebody please tell me? I've given you two different stories, two storylines that are basically identical from two different shows, but they want to say that shouldn't be a part of Sigurd's sister wife. Like, bruh, make that make sense. But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts when it comes to, you know, her being 37 now, being pregnant at age of 16, and 20 years or 21 years later, she's still a stripper, and she's got 3 kids. We don't know if all of them have the same. Well, we know that one of them definitely doesn't have the same dad. And also, we don't even know if any of dads are even in the picture. Do you think that it makes sense for her then come on camera with this whole, you know, I'm sorry guys, this is just what I gotta do? No, you've been doing this for too long to tell me that this is what you gotta do. This is what you wanna do. You could have easily gone out there and maybe ventured out in some other profession. And let's be real, in today's world, if you've got a phone or a computer, you can easily go online and, you know, start a business that way in some shape or form. There's always other ways to make money, to be honest with you, that doesn't have to, you know, stop your current situation, your economy to be an issue. Whether that be you go online and you make an Amazon account, you start selling products, or whether that be you go on, I'm not gonna say that site, but you can go on that site and thousands of money real quick. Maybe she's already on it and I just don't know about it. Why would I know about it? Don't really care for it. Yeah. Nonetheless, though, are we ready to take her seriously with this storyline thus far? Let me know. Let me know. With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.